All right, let's jump right into a toolkit for anyone who's ever felt like their brain is just a little too dramatic. We're going to look at some brilliantly simple cognitive behavioral therapy, or CBT, techniques from specialist Veronica Walsh. The whole idea behind CBT is that our thoughts create our feelings. So these tools are all about helping you rewire your thinking, manage that stress, and finally get a handle on all that overthinking. Have you ever been there? Your heart is pounding, your mind is racing, and the cause of all this chaos is, well, something totally harmless, like the toaster making a weird noise. If that sounds even a little bit familiar, then you are in exactly the right place. You see, what's so fascinating is that our minds are naturally visual. They love to paint these super vivid pictures, creating these little internal movies that can feel incredibly real. But here's the good news. Because our brains work with imagery, we can actually use that to our advantage. By pairing some powerful, snappy mantras with new mental pictures, we can literally start to rewire those old, unhelpful thought patterns. So, where do we even begin? Well, our first step is to get acquainted with the part of our brain that's causing all the fuss. It's time to formally meet your inner drama queen. This first technique is just genius in its simplicity. Instead of trying to fight those irrational thoughts, we're going to give them a name, a face, a whole personality. The goal here is to externalize them, to turn that scary internal voice into a character you can just observe, and maybe, just maybe, find a little bit ridiculous. So go ahead, get creative with it. Who is taking over when you start to spiral? Is it a tiny version of you having a full-on tantrum? Is it maybe a drama llama fainting onto a velvet couch? Or perhaps it's your inner caveman, just terrified of modern technology. I mean, when you can actually picture a Hulk you getting furious about the Wi-Fi, it's a lot harder to take that anger so seriously, right? And once you've identified your character, you can start a little dialogue. But listen, this is not about arguing. It's more like you're gently correcting a toddler who's decided to draw on the walls. You can acknowledge the thought by saying something like, "Thanks for the input, brain, but that's a bit much. It's kind, it's firm, and it puts you back in charge." Okay, so once you can spot your inner drama queen, you're going to need some tools to calm the whole show down. And that brings us right to our next section, quick-fire mental interruptions. First up, the most powerful and immediate tool you have, your own breath. When you feel that wave of panic, that jolt of adrenaline, just remember you're adrenaline surfing. The technique is super simple. A slow breath in, a brief hold, and then a very, very slow breath out. This single action sends a direct signal to your nervous system that everything is okay. You are safe. And this distinction is so key. Your nervous system, that whole fight-or-flight response, is amazing if you're actually facing a tiger. But for a Tuesday morning meeting, yeah, not so helpful. The goal is to let your rational brain, the CEO, take the wheel for everyday situations. All right, so alongside the breathing, we need some fast-acting thoughts to short-circuit the panic. These are your quick-fire mantras. They're designed to be short, memorable, and really powerful. This first one is perfect for when that adrenaline spikes for seemingly no reason at all. It's a direct reminder to your primal brain. Just check the surroundings. Is there an actual physical threat right now? No? Okay. No tiger here. Time to breathe it down. All this one is critical. You can feel intense anxiety, but that feeling doesn't automatically make the situation dangerous. This mantra helps create a little space between your emotion and your reality. It's a reminder that just because you feel like you bombed that presentation doesn't make it an objective fact. It just tells your inner drama queen to take a seat. How often do we get stressed out just assuming we know what someone else is thinking? This mantra is a really cheeky way to stop that pattern in its tracks. You can't know for sure that your boss is mad at you just because of their tone in an email. This reminds you to stick to what you actually know, not what you're inventing. And finally, for those moments when a past failure makes you feel like you're doomed to repeat it, this is such a powerful reframe. A bad experience is just data. It's not your destiny. It is not a prophecy for what's going to happen next. The next chapter is all yours to write. Now, these internal tools are super powerful, but where do our inner drama queens often perform the loudest? For a lot of us, it's in our social world. So let's talk about reframing that next. Here is a simple social chill-out plan. First, stop demanding perfection from yourself. You're a human, not a robot. You're allowed to be awkward sometimes. Next, try to channel a more detached, accepting vibe. Respect people without needing anything back. And crucially, stop the comparison game. Their journey has nothing to do with yours. In a conversation, you don't have to be the star. Just being present is more than enough. All of these tools, naming the thought, interrupting it, reframing it, they all point to one powerful overarching mindset. It's time to become your own remix. This is such a liberating thought. We spend so much energy trying to hide our flaws or pretend we have it all together. This mantra just gives you permission to be exactly what you are, a messy, imperfect, and wonderful human. It's not a flaw that needs to be fixed. It's just the reality of being alive. And this is the ultimate takeaway. You are not a finished product. You are a walking, talking remix of all your experiences, your lessons, and your choices. You are constantly evolving, constantly learning and changing. There is no final destination of fixed or perfect. The process is the point. Ultimately, viewing yourself not as a problem to be solved, but as a creative project that's always in progress, well, that's a profound shift. It hands all the power right back to you. So, with these tools in hand, the only real question left to ask is, what will you create next?